Every Team back at it again. Welcome to episode 105. Thank you to the people who are watching me for the first time. Hope you liked the video. Go back and watch my other videos. You might find something you like and enjoy. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thank you to those who've been with me since the beginning, who joined along the way. Hope you enjoyed this video. I think it's a pretty good topic. Like I said, this is episode 105, and today's topic is going to be actors that have worked for Marvel and DC, and which role was better, in my opinion. This is my opinion. A lot of actors have worked for both Marvel and DC. Some I didn't even name because they were like side characters in those movies. But these are the main characters in these movies. Let me know what you think of it after the video or whatever. So the first person I'm going to talk about is Michael Keaton. Of course, in DC, he was Batman. He was the original Batman, not the Adam West Batman, but he was like the first movie Batman. He did a fantastic job in that movie. For a long time, he was the best Batman until there were other iterations of Batman along the way. But it was a good movie. I remember watching Batman and Batman Returns, and he was fantastic. A lot of people didn't like him for their role originally. They didn't see him as that kind of character, but he made the Batman character his own, and he was a good Bruce Wayne also, which actually makes the Batman character what he is. If you have a good Bruce Wayne, you're gonna have pretty much a good Batman. And then he came back years later, joined the Marvel as Vulture, and he was Vulture in the Batman, the Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming. He did a fantastic job in that movie, actually. He's older, more seasoned. He was a bad guy. I guess he was a bad guy. He did a lot of robbing and stealing, whatever. But there was reasons towards him becoming a bad guy. He was a fantastic character. Hopefully they bring him back in future endeavors. They hinted at the end of the movie, but you'll never know with Marvel, whatever. In my opinion, this is tough, because I loved him in Batman and I loved him in Marvel in as the Vulture in the Spider-Man movie. He was only in one Spider-Man movie. He's been in 3 Batman movies because he came back in the Flash movie, which he was fantastic in also. I'm going to have to give it to Batman, I guess. It's a toss-up, but I thought he did a better job in the Batman movies. He was real good in the Flash movie. Although the Marvel Vulture, he was a good bad guy. He was one of my favorite bad guys in the Marvel universe. So I'm just gonna give it to him. DC wins this battle. He was better in the Batman movie. DC wins for that one. Next one we got another Batman. Ben Affleck was Batman in DC in the newer Batman movies. He was in the Justice League also. Actually, he didn't even have a standalone Batman movie. He was supposed to, but they canceled it. But he was good in the Justice League and Batman vs Superman. I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck. Full disclosure, so pretty much anything he does, I'm a fan of, especially his later work. But I thought he was a good Batman. A lot of people didn't like him as Batman. I thought he was a good Batman. I thought he was a decent Bruce Wayne also. For the Marvel movie he did before he was Batman, he was Daredevil, and that movie sucked. Not even gonna lie. I just watched it the other day too, again, just trying to get through it. It was hard to get through. It was such a bad movie. And he was pretty bad in that movie too. So I definitely don't recommend watching it, but if you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus if you want to check it out. It's really a two hours wasting your time. I hope they redo the Daredevil character, actually. But I'm going to have to give it to the DC again. DC 2-0. He was better as Batman in the DC universe, in the Justice League, as well as Batman vs. Superman. So I have to give it to DC. Next one we got Ryan Reynolds. His DC movie was Green Lantern, and his Marvel movie is Deadpool. I'm one of the few people that like Green Lantern. I thought he was funny. I thought the character was good. I thought the way they made him use his ring or whatever, very creative, and it looked just like the comic book or a cartoon. There were some shortcomings, of course, but I like the movie overall. And full disclosure, again, I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan. I like him in a lot of movies. He's a great actor. He's super funny. He's just a charming dude. I like him. The Marvel movie Deadpool, of course, fantastic movie. Part 3 comes out on the 25th. I'll definitely be going to see it. He's fantastic in all three, in both of those Deadpool movies, and he was in the X-Men Wolverine. I mean, in the Wolverine movie as Deadpool, and he was good in that. Even though they cut his mouth off at the end or whatever, but his character was funny, engaging. He was in the short role that he had in that movie. He was good. But the Marvel Deadpool movies are fantastic, and he's great in it. He encompasses Deadpool. It's like he was made for the role or whatever. I know he's trying to get it off the floor for like 10 years before it was finally made. And when he made it, he did a fantastic job. So in this round, I had to give it to Marvel, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. He was better in Deadpool than Green Lantern. Next one we're going to go to is Halle Berry. DC, Catwoman, Marvel. She was Storm, of course. Catwoman is an amazingly terrible movie. I've seen the movie several times. I don't even know why I watched it more than once, to tell you the truth. It was so bad. Like, it wasn't a good movie at all. The acting was off, and she's a great actor. She won an Oscar. The acting was off. The whole movie was terrible. What's his name? It was just not a good movie. I did not enjoy it at all. There was nothing redeeming about that movie besides her being in the movie. So we all know which way it's going. It's going to be Storm from Marvel, Marvel Storm or whatever. Even though in the first X-Men, I actually watched the first X-Men the other day. She tried to do the African accent, and every X-Men after that, she just dropped it. She was just her regular voice. I guess she couldn't do it well. In the first one, she was going back and forth between the African accent and her real American accent, and it was so bad. But by far, she was way better as the Storm character than the Catwoman character from DC. Even though she didn't have real big roles in none of the three movies that she was in, but she was definitely better as Storm in the Marvel movie. So this round goes to Marvel. Next one we got Josh Brolin. His DC movie was Jonah Hex, and his Marvel movie was Deadpool Part 2 as Cable, and Thanos in Avengers. Jonah Hex was not a good movie. I'm not a big fan of Westerns, and I'm not a big fan of the Jonah Hex character. I think he's kind of corny. So you know where I'm going with this. The DC Jonah Hex, the whole movie was not good at all. I've seen it one time, and I did not enjoy watching it. And I like Josh Brolin. But he was, going to Marvel, he was excellent as Cable in Marvel. As Cable in Deadpool, I thought he did a real good job. And of course, one of the best villains of all time as Thanos in Avengers. So is he a bad guy though in Avengers? I don't know. His motives were terrible, but I can see where he's coming from. Anyway, you got to give it to Marvel. Josh Brolin was way better as a character actor in both of those Marvel movies that he did. And they talked about him coming back as Cable and as Thanos, I guess some time travel shit. So I can't wait to see him again. I love Josh Brolin. The next one is Tom Hardy. DC, he was Bane. Marvel, he was Venom. Both bad movies. Actually, both bad characters, I want to say. As Bane, he was okay. The third Batman movie with Christian Bale was not a good movie in my opinion. He was Bane. It wasn't really comic book accurate because he didn't get super big. He was big, but he wasn't like the comic book or whatever. He didn't have a lot of lines. He was an interesting character, but I wasn't really drawn to him, you know. Venom, I actually liked the first Venom movie. I didn't like the second one. Full disclosure on this, I'm not a big Tom Hardy fan anyway. I liked him in Inception. That's pretty much it. Every other movie he's been blah to me. But in this case, I don't even know which way to go in this because he was not that good in either movie. I'd have to go with DC for this one because I like the Bane character more than the Venom character in this case. And his acting was a lot better as Bane. So I'm gonna go with DC in this one. He was a better actor in a DC movie. And the last one I'm gonna do is Jared Leto. He was the Joker in the DC movie, and he was Morbius in a Marvel movie. I actually liked the first Suicide Squad. I didn't think he was that bad. A lot of people didn't like him in that Suicide Squad as the Joker. From what I heard, they cut a lot of his lines, so he didn't have a lot to work with. But in the parts that he was in, I thought he didn't do that bad. Now Morbius, that movie was bad. That movie was not good. Tyrese is in that movie. Tyrese is in that movie too. And not saying that Tyrese is a good actor, but Tyrese is in everything. It's crazy how he keeps getting movie roles. But back to the movie. I did not like Morbius at all. I thought it was going to be better. I was actually excited to watch it. When I actually saw it, I was like, this is terrible. And Sony needs to stop doing movies besides the Spider-Man movies, or just hand it over to the MCU, because I'm pretty sure the MCU would have did a better job with Morbius. So in this case, I'm going to give it to DC. So in a roundup, we got DC for Michael Keaton, DC for Batman, Marvel for Deadpool, Marvel for Storm and Halle Berry, Marvel, of course, for Josh Brolin, DC for Tom Hardy, and DC for Jared Leto. So it looks like DC won this battle. But overall, we all know Marvel makes the better movies. The MCU is fantastic. Let me know what you think. Let me know some characters that I missed, some characters that's been in both movies that you think should have been on this list. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate you guys for giving me 10, 11 minutes of your time. You could have been on anybody else's channel and decided to watch mine, so I appreciate you giving me that time in your day. Have a good one, and I'll get at y'all on the next one later.